Hi, friends. Welcome and welcome back to Insightful Healing. I'm Amira. Thanks so much for joining me wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I hope you're feeling well and safe in your skin today on this full moon energy. Whether you're joining me live or watching it back, I'm glad you made it here. I'm having hibiscus tea this morning. It is delicious. So good. But let's go ahead and set this energy straight. One hand on the heart, one hand in the depths of the sacral chakra, feet planted on the surface beneath you if you are able. And if you'd like, you can take some deep breaths with me. A little grounding ritual. And if you feel safe enough to close your eyes, you can. We're going to breathe in new, fresh energy and exhale what doesn't serve us any longer. Two more, just like that. It's so peaceful out here in nature. Everyone's very talkative this morning. Oh. As I was breathing just now, I was thinking about, I think it's called the Ujjayi breath in yoga. Don't get me the line. I've never actually seen it written. I have some auditory processing differences, and so I may be saying it wrong, but that's how I've heard it, Ujjayi. And it is the practice of breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, and creating a sense of heat and fire within the body, creating heat. I believe it's tied more to the masculine energy. Okay. I also was getting this feeling of someone being called towards, or a sort of conviction, I guess, in identifying purpose. Okay, so that may be something that you are exploring these days or today specifically. Okay, some sort of enlightenment that you're having recently here, especially with that masculine energy, or creating that fire, that conviction in the belly and in the body to take action, to do, to move. That is definitely a masculine energy, taking action. So, uh, there you have it. I hope everyone's well. Thanks so much for joining me. I think it's Wednesday, right? This is Wednesday. It's morning time where I am. I'm not sure what time or day it is where you are, but I'm glad you're here. So glad you're here. Um, let's get into these intuitive messages, eh? In honor of the full moon, of course, that's what I want to talk a little bit about. It's a full moon today. It will be at its highest height in about a little less than an hour. Hi Tyler, hi Ant-Man. Thanks for joining. 10:35, I think, is the time that the moon will be full. But nonetheless, really, it was kind of full already last night, you know. And even if it wasn't, we've been in the energy for some days now. Some might even say a week. But this full moon in Aquarius, it speaks to us identifying our authentic individuality, also community connection, friendships, and our future goals. And specifically, it calls for us to release old habits and relationships. Okay, this is our sense of self session 54. We're just doing some reflecting. We're gonna have some intuitive guidance, some divination. I'll pull some cards. It's just a space for us to be who we are and to connect in that energy. But in that, right, or with that, I'm curious for you guys, what might be an old habit or an old relationship for you to release in honor of this full moon. You know, the energy's been building and building and building. Some of you may have felt it directly or indirectly in the past, again, few days, or over the past week. Maybe it showed up in your personal relationships or in your behaviors, feeling some friction, feeling some conviction. And today's the day. Today's the day to really call those habits and relationship into view. I'm seeing like a courtroom, you know. It's like, okay, we've gathered the facts. Now it's time to present those facts. And soon enough here, we're going to have to make a judgment about them, right? Or the universe is or will, whatever it is that you believe in. So I would encourage you to put them down in the chat, share them with our friends here, or maybe in your personal friendships and relationships. What are some old habits and relationships you're being called to release? I want to break down relationships as well, because that could be our relationship to ourselves, could be our relationship to nature, our relationship to animals. I was watching this video yesterday. This guy, he called himself saving a turtle, right? I do air quotes because it was a bit of a toxic relationship he had with the turtle. It wasn't his turtle, I don't think. It was just a random turtle. The turtle was flipped over on its back and stuck that way. And so he wanted to save it, I guess, but he walked up to the turtle calling it stupid and dumb and flipped it over, still calling it names. And I was like, is this supposed to be a cute video? Am I supposed to feel good about him flipping the turtle over? Would the turtle have been better just laying on its back still without that kind of energy, flipping it back over? It's like, okay, you know, I hear what you're saying in terms of the end result, but your tactics don't feel so good. Okay. But anyway, so what I've come up with for myself is, yeah, I know, right? Like, I don't know why he treated the turtle like that, seriously. Um, and I can't remember what the whole video I think was about, like saving animals who were stuck in some kind of situation and like the trust that has to be built in that. Like one of them was a deer that was stuck in some mud, and the guy pulled the deer out by its ears, which was also a little cringy. And then afterwards, of course, the deer just like hurries up and runs away because it's like, are you gonna kill me? I don't know. Like, you saved me, but that was a little aggressive and uncomfortable. Okay, I don't know. Maybe some of you are experiencing relationships like that, or you have. It's not just about the end result. It's also about how that balance of power is, I'm hearing adjudicated, so that's an interesting word, as I was just talking about the courtroom. But yeah, so anyway, what I had for myself, what I came up with in terms of releasing old habits and relationships is differentiating between a safe choice and an honest choice, between an obligation and self-trust, and ultimately celebrating my quiet rebellion. Um, an example that I'd like to give is I had a plan for myself 2 days ago now. I was supposed to go to a yoga and Pilates event, and I was really looking forward to it. It had been on my calendar for at least a week, maybe even a week and a half, 2 weeks. It'd been on my calendar. It was going to be my first time going to that particular space and potentially connecting with new people, a different community, right? Which is a part of what we're talking about here. And I had to make a really hard choice that day because my schedule shifted. My obligations changed. My energy felt different than I intended it to when I woke up that day and as the day went along. And I had to make a hard choice between what my brain needed, what my body wanted, and really what was best for me. And I chose not to go. I had to trust myself and make the honest choice that I really just needed to rest. And rest didn't necessarily mean I slept longer that night, because I certainly didn't. I probably didn't even take a nap that day, who knows? But rest looked like choosing to stay in as opposed to going out and peopling, because peopling is draining for me. Okay, I don't know about you. Maybe it gives you more energy, but knowing myself and trusting myself, I stayed home. And I missed yoga that day. I missed it. But I was able to wake up the next day, do my own yoga practice and feel good about the choice that I made. Comparative to, oh, I should do this because it's on my calendar. I should do this because I signed up for it, or whatever that might look like. I should do this because it gives me an opportunity to connect with this community, so on and so forth. So many shoulds that could be drawn, right? But as I've said before, should is an indicative of a need to draw deeper. Where's this should coming from? What is it tied to, right? And so in doing that and reflecting, I chose not to go, and I could still celebrate my quiet rebellion. I'm naturally a rebellious spirit. My most significant example is choosing to learn French in high school instead of Spanish. Now I'm struggling every day with Duolingo in Spanish. But uh, that choosing that quiet rebellion of staying home as opposed to going out into the community, taking that long drive, which it would have been, that's what was best for me. And I ultimately felt good about it. I felt good about it in the end. So I ask again for you, what is an old habit or relationship that could benefit you during this time of the full moon in Aquarius, that could help you to grow and expand and move more toward the authentic you? Yes, thank you, Maria. Thank you. It was definitely a psychological challenge, but it's interesting when I began to process the choice, I had already made it up in my mind what was best for me. It was really just those other things embedded in it, the other people, the other thoughts. I don't know why I'm hearing nouns. That's weird. Yeah, I guess people, places, and things, right? But it was really that was skewing the choice, not so much what I actually wanted within me. Let's pull some cards. Ow. Sense of Self Oracle deck, available on my website. Oh, that breeze feels good. Let's get some more information for our session today on how we might reflect and come together. The number 56 may be significant for some of you. 56 ultimately reduces to a 2, which does speak about choices, relationships, balance, partnerships. 56. Okay, let's cut the deck. And see what we have today. What is it? Ooh. I think this is a card about choices, is it not? It says, choose according to what feels liberating. Choose according to what makes you feel free. What helps you to feel less restricted, more balanced. I'm seeing the Temperance card in my mind's eye. Which is, when I think of temperance, I always think of like skateboarding or surfing. That's pretty much what automatically comes to my mind. Just like riding the wave, um, riding the wave between death and the devil. riding the wave between instant gratification, temptations, unhealthy attractions and attachments, and surrendering to change, surrendering to a new beginning that feels refreshing, that feels supported also. But card 20 reduces again to a 2. Okay, so again, that number 2, or the idea of, I keep hearing power balance, okay, which is something that I was touching on just a bit ago. But it speaks to choices, partnerships, relationships, and such. But I love the depiction on this card. It reminds me of Mars always, which I also was talking about, that masculine energy, that energy of taking action, of movement, of feeling a conviction and a sort of power, um, creating that fire in the belly with that ujjayi breath. But if we create that fire and then we're restricted because someone else has power over us that we allow them to have, then we're blocking our blessings, blocking our ultimate path to authenticity and freedom, which is what this full moon is calling us towards. Being our authentic selves. Moving towards individuality. So choose according to what feels liberating today. What helps you to feel free? Free to be you. Okay. Thanks, Lucy. Love you back. I hope you have a great day as well. What's something that you've been hiding behind, or not allowing yourself to do, not allowing yourself to indulge in? I mean, listen, as long as it's legal and ethical, okay? Use your own discernment. But what is that thing that you haven't allowed yourself to indulge in because of some sort of power balance? You know, this takes my brain to how people define respect. Respect is a very personal definition. I'm sure there's obviously one that can be found by Merriam-Webster or Google or whomever. But ultimately, it's based upon our experiences. And one relationship in particular is the parental relationship, that often that power balance is off. And I don't even mean as a minor. Let's think about it in terms of an adult, even an older adult, somebody who's in their 40s and 50s, and the way that they respect their parent. Oftentimes, that parental figure may define respect as, you listen to me no matter what you believe. You do what I say no matter what you want to do. Is that respect? Or is that a misuse of power? Does that diminish your own authentic desires, thoughts, feelings, and your natural way of expanding your sense of self? Oh, I forgot to mention too, this is also number 20 in the tarot is the Judgment card, which I just talked about, the courtroom and um, presenting the facts and ultimately needing to make a judgment. So there is a need to face the facts here. We can't hide behind them or um, not present them. This could be represented as secrets, particularly family secrets. Seven of Swords is coming out as I say that. And the Hermit's at the bottom of the deck there. You know, the Seven of Swords is not necessarily a malicious energy always. It's not always an energy of negative intent. But it does mean that things are hidden. Intentions may be hidden or truths in this case. It's Moon in Aquarius, literally. Moon in Aquarius. As the moon sits in Aquarius. And it's full. It's full, calling for us to release things. That doesn't mean we need to release every single secret or everything that we're working on or everything that's hidden in the darkness. But there is some sense of a need to release. Got the Seven of Swords right next to the High Priestess also. I mean, there couldn't be more... I can't think off the top of my head right now in this space of a more clear tarot combination of hidden secrets, okay, or hidden truths. But the High Priestess typically holding the book in the traditional tarot cards. She has access to the knowledge, access to those hidden secrets. This is also making me think of the 12th house, which houses that same very thing, as well as hidden enemies. Okay, which takes me back to that power balance. You know, is there jealousy in that relationship? Is it just a difference of desire in that relationship? Something to ponder on, for sure. But the Queen of Wands is here as well. The Queen of Wands came out first. And this is someone who is attracting what they desire just purely with their energy. The Queen of Wands is someone who walks into a room and lights it up, not necessarily with their voice. Maybe it's just with their eyes or just with their outfit or just with the tone of their skin and how it glistens. It's somebody who's confident, somebody who is enthusiastic in what they know is for them. So choose according to what feels liberating, not according to what keeps you stuck and in an energy that's not naturally you, not naturally yours. Something here is keeping us stuck. Keeping us in a space that is inauthentic for one reason or another, in one way or another. My neurodivergent brain. One way or another, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you. All right. Let's see what our journal prompt is gonna be for today. The prompt I came up with today is pretty simple. I think there could be many. I would love to hear from you guys what prompts you may have come up with that may speak to your heart, your spirit, or your life in a particular way. Maybe they could benefit another. But what I have, what parts of me are hidden due to old habits and relationships? What parts of me are hidden due to old habits and relationships? Something to reflect on today. Once again, the question was, what can you identify to release in alignment with this full moon? And mine was celebrating my quiet rebellion. Celebrating my quiet rebellion. Choosing honesty over safety. Choosing self-trust over obligation. Happy full moon, friends. I hope your day feels full and purposeful, and that you're able to connect to what serves you and release what no longer does. I thank you for being here with me and setting the tone with me. If something here did resonate with you, I hope that you'll come back and join me again. Hope you enjoyed this space and that it was meaningful for you. Until next time.